Afternoon all, how we doing? Hope you can all hear me okay. Someone made a comment on Sunday that I think they said it's something like a beer swilling, heavy breathing guy having a laugh with his mates. So I thought I'd see if I can cut down the heavy breathing by lowering the mic gain down a fraction. So hopefully you can all hear me. How are we all doing? Quite a few in already. We got Michael Hyde, Michael, Colin, Colin, Benji, he's going to be here. Nick, Petronics, Sunny, yes, nice. Can actually see blue sky out there, amazing. Phil Taylor, how you doing, Phil? Rob Titheridge, hi Rob. Doug McCartin. 9 degrees and cloudy, getting warmer then, Doug. Afternoon, Brett. Officially redundant as of today. Sorry to hear that, mate, but yeah, plenty of live streams coming up, mate, to keep you occupied. Afternoon, Patrick Remlap, how you doing? Just got notified by watch. Yeah, I do. I keep trying to wear my watch, but I keep forgetting to plug the blimmin' thing in, and if I leave it unplugged for a day, it goes flat. So there you are, Simon. How you doing? Shh, shh, don't tell, don't tell. Keep quiet. Simon's at work. Afternoon, Georgie, how are you? I think we got one of your radios coming up, Georgie, haven't we? And Night Ranger 222. Afternoon, Night Ranger. That's a mouthful. Welcome. Hi, Dave Rhodes. How you doing, mate? So yeah, I mean, I've got a bit of an update on the RP-75 that we started on Sunday. I got about 2/3 of the way through the recap, so I've finished that now. And I've gone on a little bit further, and I've done the quiescent current and midpoint voltage. Put it all back together, and it didn't work. Well, it did work, but it didn't work on FM, which was a bit strange. I wasn't really sure what was going on there, but I eventually got to the problem. Eventually, I say, because I got led around the garden path a couple of times by Hacker. So I'll fill you in on that with a slideshow in a minute, because I know you love a good slideshow. But on top of that, I've got 3 other repairs have arrived in this last week, and that pretty much is it for repairs at the moment. I'm not going to be taking any more repairs in until next year now, so I'm absolutely stuffed with them. So that's the current situation. So I thought we'll have a quick overview of how I've got on so far with the Super Sovereign, which as I say, gave me a bit of a run around, but all will be revealed. Let me just get a slideshow up and ready, and I'll fire you over. You can have a look, see what I've been up to with it. As I say, it's I had to crack on with it really, because it's got to get done. So let me just go to my screen. And I'm going to put it full screen and then cube it on. So we should be here on my screen now, hopefully. I can't 100% see, but you know, fingers crossed we are on the screen. Yeah, we should be. Right, so this is the board. I think last time we did the AM/IF board, didn't we? We did the little tone board underneath. I had the switchboard to do still, and the FM/IF. Can I zoom in on that? Yes, I can. Okay, so you see I've done the three caps on the FM board. And I think there was 2 on here. So they're all done. I've used Fishy's all the way through. So much so that I'm pretty low on stock now of those, and I don't know what's gone on, but the prices of those caps have gone absolutely ridiculous. Let's just stick me up in the corner. Yeah, the prices of those caps have gone ridiculously high. I know there's someone asking me for a capacitor pack for one of these, which I will do, but it's going to probably be double what it would have been 6 months ago. So the only place that seems to be doing them reasonably, and they haven't got a massive selection, is CPC. So there you go, people. If you're after these blue axial caps, they are getting more and more expensive. I suppose the less that we use them, the more expensive they get. So if they suddenly see a massive surge in them, then they'll get cheaper, but I can't see it really. You can put radio caps in, but they don't look particularly good on these boards. And they're a bit of a squeeze to try and get them in the amplifier. So we're going to need axial caps well into the future for specific applications. So let's just hope that they keep making them. So here's me setting up for the quiescent current and midpoint voltage. Again, I didn't want to go right through this because you've all seen it done many times. So I'm just hot wired up to the speaker. I've got a tail there, which is the midpoint of the two flat. Can I go in there? Yeah, there we go. So we've got two flat, what do you call it? Very, very high tolerance resistors in there. And that wire is the junction of those two. So that's the wire that you need to connect up to check the midpoint voltage. And you can see I've cut the link here and I've got two legs coming off to attach my milliammeter to, I think. Ammeter we'll call it. It's a bit of a mouthful, milliammeter, isn't it? And I have gone in underneath the board and shorted the input to ground. Ready to go. So this is what it was when I first turned it on. And to be fair, it actually isn't that far out. I believe, well, this should be 3 milliamps. It's 3.8. So yeah, a little bit high, but I've seen them a hell of a lot worse than that. A hell of a lot worse. And this one again should be 5.85. And again, I've seen them like 11 volts. So again, very, very close. So obviously this set hasn't been mucked about with, which is really good news. So here's the final results. Absolutely pretty much bang on. I'm 0.05 out, but the thing is, with germanium transistors, they drift a little bit with heat, so you find that as the longer you have it on, the more this value alters. So that's pretty good. Obviously the midpoint voltage is bang on. Now we come to the interesting bit, because I did all that. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a swig. I did all of this, and I had no output on FM. I could hear something really, really faint at pretty much maximum volume. So what the hell's going on here? So it was out with a signal tracer, because I thought, you know, maybe the change of capacitors is up to the voltage somewhere, and something that's used to working on a lower voltage has suddenly seen a higher voltage and gone pop. I mean, my favorite was one of these diodes, possibly, or maybe this transistor here. But let's just go in a little bit closer, if it'll let me. Oh, there we go. So I started having a bit of a probe around. So I went with IFT1 to start with. And I had a signal on the output of IFT1. No problem at all. Very, very loud, actually. Moved over to IFT2. And again, at the output of this to these diodes, I had a really strong signal. And on here, which is the actual output. So I thought, whoa, follow the output path. Let's go to point H and work our way back. So this is the FM switch, which was made. I made sure that that was continuity. And I had a signal here as well, very loud, no problem at all. But still no nothing off of the IF. Well, this is the output, so I thought, well, how the hell can that be? And, well, can you spot the problem? This wire was floating in midair. Now, this just hasn't been soldered. it must have just literally been hanging in there. Probably when I've done this capacitor here, it's probably thought, oh, I'm going to jump out now. And if you look at the board, it was tucked in beside this IF can. So I didn't really see it. You know, you look at it side on and it looks like it's connected. Anyway, by process of elimination and playing about with the signal tracer for ages, I found it. So on the schematic, it says it should go into position H. So obviously I thought, well, it's pulled out of position H. When I flip the board over, this is position H. And as you can see, it's never ever been soldered. And the other clue that I missed is that this pad is totally isolated. If we go back one, this particular revision has no C25. So had C25 been in there, that would have joined to position H, but I didn't suss that, did I, straight away? So I then had another look back at the circuit. And if you look at this note here, the board that I've got in this one is 509A. And it says the audio output is taken from the point coded C25 plus instead of point H. So it took me ages of messing about to find this. So basically, the wire doesn't go in point H as it says on the schematic. It goes over here on the positive side of C25, which isn't in the board at all. So here's a quick demo of it working. So it's struggling to play that. So there you are. That certainly gave me the runaround. That was a pain in the bottom yesterday. It wasted me a good, probably an hour messing with that. But there you go. The joy of working on old radios, isn't it? Have we got a few new joiners? Yeah, Doug is saying quite rightly that they're not making them in any great numbers now. There isn't the demand for them. Afternoon, Ganesh. Hi, Lee. Hi, Andy Beck. Benji reckons there's still plenty of axial caps about. I'm sure there is, Benji, but they're getting mega expensive. And they're harder to get hold of. Not the main manufacturers or the main suppliers aren't stocking them. Afternoon, Andy. How are you? Andy Tobin, that is. There's lots of Andys in today. So there's let's go over to the main camera then. There's a few other bits. Now, let's get rid of that picture-in-picture. Maybe swap me over to this camera for a minute. So let's go over to another bit of the radio. So this is the... Is that the ones? Okay, so this is the... it's going to be easier to do this probably on the overhead camera. So let me get the overhead camera in here a minute. Let's zoom in a bit. So I think we talked about refinishing these teak side panels. Now I've got them off the radio now, as you can see, and they don't look too bad. There's a few little nicks in them. There's a little nick down there. Nothing too much of an issue. But up on the top here, on this top edge, this is the top right-hand edge. There's a little chunk of timber out there. So Patrick, who's having the radio, said he's not overly happy with that. Can I fill it? Well, I spoke to quite a few people that know about these things, and they said, well, you could have a go, but it could be tricky, and you might, being it's right on the corner, it's going to be very fragile, and also it's going to look pretty bad. there, so you can see it a little bit better. It's not major. Someone said take the radius out of it, which will make it almost disappear, which is correct. But if I do one corner, I've got to do all of the corners on both pieces. So it would be a pain in the neck to get them the same. So I would have to probably make up some sort of router jig for it, which is not my... I'm not a timber working guy, so you know, it was a bit of a step too far. But I did remember when I did one of these previously that I did mess around with a spare set, and I had a dig in the loft, and I found these. So Patrick will be very happy to know that I have got a half decent, I say half decent because these ain't perfect. You'll bear in mind that this is an old radio. This is from around about 1975, 77. So this one I've actually stripped back. You can see, I mean, all I've done with this is I've sanded the varnish off of it. I've used a few different grits of wet and dry, and then I've gone over it with some steel wool. So this is absolutely, well, like new. No issues with that, and that's the right hand side. However, this is the unfinished left hand side, which ignore this because this is just where the varnish has come off. There's not any damage there as such, but there is on the inside edge. There's a very little bit. Now that's going to sit on the back left hand side, so it's not major. But I have ordered in some filler for it. And the reasons why I can't just put one on and not the other is these are matched. These are matched timbers. So you can see we've got 6-3 on that, 6-3 on that. And this one, these are marked SS or 55. So they're off the same same bit of timber. So you can't mix and match them because the grain colours will be totally different. So you can see that they pretty much match. If I go back to the main camera now, so you can see they pretty much match. So you can't chop and change. So what I've done, I've ordered some teak wood filler just to touch in that corner, because it's on the back, it's on the inside edge. It's not really going to show. So let me see if I can find the stuff that I've actually ordered. I think I got it on eBay this morning. So it's going to take a little while for that to get here, but I think that'll make a better job of it. It's put the price up by about 100 quid though, Patrick, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Let's have a look. My eBay. That's purchase history. Purchase history. Here we go. So this is what I've picked up. Rustin's plastic wood with free applicator. This is another £50. This filler. It's waterproof, can be cut, filed, drilled, sanded, and planed. So it's good stuff. I mean, it's teak, so it should be a fairly good match. Who knows? But it's better than just a bit of white filler with some stain over the top, which would look pretty shocking. Someone else suggested, quite rightly, that I could use a clear glue, like a clear epoxy. Shut off. Could use something like a clear epoxy, and actually put some, like as I'm sanding it, I can save the sand, the dust, sawdust. It's sanding dust, isn't it? The very fine sanding dust, and I can add that into the clear glue and use that to fill it with. But for the sake of this, you know, I just ordered this stuff, which seems to it's the same picture of all of it. So I don't know if anyone's had any dealings with that. They do it in different colours, like natural or oak, and that's all three of them together. So hopefully that will do the job. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. It's held it up a little bit, Patrick, but that looks better, doesn't it? So there you go. I've sorted you out a pair of replacements. I will finish these as well, and we'll see how I get on with the filler on this. I might try filling in that corner if it's a fairly good match. So there you are. That was that. So we're making progress on it. Also the hacker badge. Again, I'll stick the overhead camera on. So this is the original hacker badge. You can see it's a bit beat up. It's not too bad actually, but it needs repainting. So what I do to these is I strip all the paint off them with some thinners, and I spray them solid, let them dry for a few days, and then sand the front off, and what you get is this. Which looks pretty much like, well, it is brand new. So there you are. That's another job done. So the thing that's going to take the most time is the woodwork now, which is a bit of a pain, but it's got to be right. It's a valuable radio. You know, Patrick's paying a fortune for it, so it needs to be right. So there you are. Thanks, Andy. Hi, Bob. Knock a bit off the corners and match them up. Yeah, that's what has been suggested, Bob. But to knock a bit off of all the corners and get them all matching, I'd need to probably make up some sort of router jig. And the other thing is the edge of the top panel comes right up against that. So if I take too much off, then the top panel will pop out over the top of it. I can't show you it really, because the radio's in the other room. But yeah, you can't take too much off because you'll expose the edge of the top panel, which will look shocking. Right, so there you go. That's the progress. So I'm waiting on the wood filler. So I'm going to fill that back corner edge, and then I'm going to take it out. Hopefully we got some decent weather, because I can't do it indoors. I'll have to do it outdoors. So there we are. Benji's got plenty. Are you selling them, Benji? Are you selling job lots of these axials? And are they decent ones? Nichicon still make a small amount of axial electrolytics, but there's not a lot left. Nice till Tuesday, the Met Office says. Oh, that's okay then. So yeah, if I get a chance, I've done these side panels before. You basically got to take them out, stick them in a workmate, so they're just proud of the surface, and then just go at them. Just got to go at them. Right, I've got these radios. So I'm going to do the biggest parcel first. So let me just pop you onto the bench a minute. I'm going to need to zoom out a bit because this is a biggish radio. Well, I think I know what it is. You never know. You never know. So I'm not going to stick the box up on the bench because it is pretty big. It's one of these really good parcel boxes, actually. In fact, I don't even know. It's that good. I don't even know how to get into the thing. Oh, okay. So this has been very well packed in an oversized box. And I will get the info on what's up with this in a minute. I'm going to try and save this box. Try not to rip it. It's really good when people do send stuff in decent boxes, because it means I can reuse them. Very often when people send me stuff, I've got to repackage it before I can send it back, because I literally do not want anything arriving damaged. And the Nordmend, no, was it? Yeah. Mambino has gone off to Poland. That arrived perfectly okay, so can send things all over the world. Yet some of our couriers can smash stuff up in this country. Oh, lovely. We've got a covering letter here and a box. Oh, wow. This is properly boxed up, this is. Let me just quickly show you this. I'll be careful because I'll knock my, my drink over. Let's just move that out of the way. So this is, you've got another box within the box. So that is how you package up a radio that you're sending in for repair, or if you're sending it to somebody on eBay. And we got a covering letter attached as well, which is even better. So let's get that main one out of the way, which is, let's say, a massive box. Let's get the baby one on. Oh, hello, we got stuff crawling around here. Hey, we got insects on this for some reason. What the hell's going on there? It doesn't bode well, does it? It's got a virus on it. It's got a virus. So let's pop this letter off as well. I don't know why we've got insects in there. Again, trying to keep the box in one piece if I can. The suspense. I think we're in. And the layer of bubble wrap as well. Whoa. There. Whew. The new George? Woodworm. I don't know, George, but there was definitely insects on it because I had to kill some. Any guesses then? Any takers for what this is? Oh dear. I'll tell you what, it's getting a bit warm up here. So let me have a look at the note a minute. It's like it, isn't it? It's very well. Hi Theo, sorry mate, didn't see you get in there. Can bake a cake out of that. I didn't see you pop in there, Theo. Good afternoon. Sovereign One, no. Harold, no. So this one, let me just go and get the email a minute that, so usually exchange a couple or few emails with any potential repair, just to sort of suss out what's wrong and what's needed. See if I can find this one. Okay. There we go, that's this one. A lunch can helmsman. Phil Taylor's got it. Feel the power. It's a hacker hunter. I still need the knife because it's still packed up very well. So Lawrence, if you're watching, it's a great packing job. Although I don't know what the little insects were all about. It's like little lice. It was like little mites. It was mites, not lice. Mites. Bizarre. I'm going to try not to destroy the bubble wrap because I try and reuse it. Recycling and keeping costs down and all that. Afternoon ZX, a tiny suitcase for a ferret. That's a big ferret if he's going to have this as a suitcase. RV. Can have lunch. Hi Dwarf, how are you? You bet it's a broken radio. I think you could be right. Welcome Dwarf. God, flipping heck. So you've done a great job on packaging it. Let's put that knife down before I scratch anything. Not going to be able to get out of the room now. So obviously, the owner's taken a lot of care over packaging this, so must be of great sentimental value to him. So there we go. One later model RP38A Hunter VHF. I'm sure you can spot one of the issues straight away. We've got no top to the aerial, which is a real shame. We've got a bit of corrosion to the chrome strips there, but that usually comes off with a bit of steel wool. For some reason, we seem to have a blue hacker badge. Georgie, this puts your packaging to shame. Well, it's going to be unpacked in a minute, Georgie. Let's hope it got here in one piece. Let's just zoom in on that because I've never seen a blue badge before. I don't know if you can see that in this light, but it definitely ain't black. If I hold up, what do I just do with those other hacker badges? Put them down somewhere. That's a black badge. That one is blue. How bizarre. And have you hacker people ever seen that before? It did turn out to be a radio, Theo. Unusual. And that's definitely blue, Army. I don't know whether someone's coloured it themselves. I don't know. Because if you look at the actual surround, the surround itself looks black. So it's almost like someone's recoloured it in. It's bizarre. Maybe I'll have to ask about that. Unless you're here, Lawrence. Are you here? maybe you can explain why we've got a blue badge. Okay, so let's have a look through the email that I've got. Medium wave and long wave don't work, and the volume of FM is barely audible without an extension to the aerial. The FM picks up an FM transmitter if it's close, which he thinks the aerial could be one of the problems. Everything's original and untouched, and someone suggested they contact myself to get it restored. So the set's in great order, apart from the sound difficulties and the top of the aerial. Now, I did send back saying that the aerials weren't available, and there wasn't a lot I could do to the aerial other than replace it with a non-standard one. So as you can see, there is a fair bit missing off of that. Let me just get a pair of pliers and see if I can pull that out. See, there's at least there's a good 2 sections missing out of that. There's a good 2 sections missing out of that. I got another one over there, but I can't get to that at a minute. It might be just one. But you need that, you know, that I think the inner section is solid on these. Let me just grab my other radio over a minute. I've got another Hunter over here with an original aerial in it. So the only way you're going to get another original Hunter aerial is to buy another Hunter. So if I just zoom out a little bit, you can see my Hunter in the background there. Just pull the aerial up on that one. Just get my calipers. See how many sections we're missing. This is 1.9, this is 3.6, it's not that one. 2.7. Okay, so yeah, it's missing the top 2 sections. So I think you maybe thought I could just stick another top on there, but I can't. It's missing 2 sections. The top section that the little top piece goes on is some solid as well. So this is usually threaded, and this is screwed onto the thread. And whether they put a bit of thread lock or something on, I don't know, but you can if you get a pair of pliers sometimes. It depends if it's been if it has actually just if it's threaded or whether it's forced, like compressed on there, like with a hydraulic press, like a friction fit. I'm not sure. They do vary, but sometimes you're lucky and you can just undo them with your fingers, but I don't really like getting pliers on them because it'll mess the chrome up. So we're missing 2 sections of that aerial, so really that's the only way you're going to get another aerial is to buy another set with the aerial on it, and basically pinch the aerial. I mean, there's no real problem if you've got one that you want immaculate and original and another one that you want to keep, or you could sell it on with a replacement aerial. I mean, the only aerials that I've got really are the Chinesian ones. I have got some of the old original Maplin ones, which are pretty good. I've got one of those, but they're a little bit long for these radios. Yeah, so this is the replacement I would normally use for one of these. It's not a bad top on it, it's fairly similar. Not exactly the same, but it's not as long, and there's no knuckle joint on it. And there's no knuckle joint on the Maplin ones either. I've got one here. Have I got one? No, I haven't got one there. No, that's all the Chinese ones. So really, that's the only option or buy another radio. So your other radio, if say you bought a pretty rough radio, pinch the aerial for the good set, and then put a replacement aerial in the other one, just sell it back on again, you'll get your money back, I expect. Your SW1 Dorf is missing 2 sections and an end piece too. Afternoon, Jess, how are you? Hope the hacker's okay. Is there much on long wave and medium wave anymore? You know, shortwave is picking up. There is still stuff on long wave and medium wave, Jess. Again, if you wait till the night time, you'll pick up a lot more, especially if you can hook up an external aerial. You're on your main PC now, George, are you? You got out of bed. It definitely is blue. You park yourself on yellow lines. Good one. You wondered if the badge is off a record player. I don't think so. I think someone's coloured it, Brett. I think that's what's happened. Because the surround is black, I think someone's repainted the front by hand and maybe just sanded it off. I think it looks quite nice, actually. Quite like the look of that. But I don't think it's original. Harvey, afternoon, how are you? So there we are. So that's the saga of the aerial. So unfortunately, Lawrence, I can't repair your aerial. It's going to have to be replaced. And I haven't got a scrap set here with an aerial on it, because I'd have used them a long time ago. I've got good sets with aerials on them that are in for restoration, but we'll have to have a chat about that. Just a bit of farm cider to help me along in the afternoon there. Right. Let's have another look over it. So anyone that doesn't know the Hacker Hunter, it's an amazing radio. They sound fantastic. Only goes up to about 102 megs. It shows 88 to 101, but it goes a bit further each side. So VHF, FM, medium wave and long wave. Separate bass and treble controls. The earlier ones just had a tone control, but the later ones, the RP38A, has got separate bass and treble. This is, you can tell this is a bit of a later one because it's got the all aluminium grill on it, and it's got an 18-volt power connector on the side. So the earlier ones never had that. I don't think mine's got that. No, I don't think it has. It's not the very last one, because the very last ones had a different shaped handle to this. They had like the 3-part handle with the flat bar across the top, like the Super Sovereign, really. So as I say, this is later, but not the latest one off the production line. Serial number 50016, 50,016. Back grille. Okay, so we've got a bit of breakage on the back grille on that side and that corner. So we've only got that corner and the center one still left. So the back grille is going to have to come off and be fixed. Battery buffers have gone to dust, as is expected. So again, I can replace those. Not a problem. Inside, I'm not going to fiddle around with it too much because I want to see what's wrong with it. You know, if I fiddle around and suddenly it works, and I've touched something to make it work, so to speak, and I won't know what I've done. So just having a look around. It's got the big old ELAC speaker in it. You can see that. It's got ELAC written on the side. Zoom in a little bit closer so you can have a look with me on the inside. So this is the, it's probably best not to point with something metallic, is it? This is the VHF front end. So if you've got problems with your dial alignment on FM, this is where the adjustments are made, but I wouldn't recommend you touch this. These are a nightmare to align. Once they've been messed with, they're a pain in the neck to sort. So this is a combined switchboard. It's the AM front end, and we've got AM and FM IF cans, and down the bottom here we've got our trusty little hacker amplifier. Same one pretty much as is in the Super Sovereign. They're all very similar. Things that can happen to these, inside these little cans there's a ferrite slug inside each one, and Hacker and a lot of manufacturers put a little tiny bit of elastic down the core to stop them rattling free. And what happens is over the years these perish and start rattling free, and all of a sudden you start getting desensitized radios. And I've sent them back in the post before, all sorted. They've turned them on the other end and said, oh, it's terrible, it don't work hardly at all. You get them back and sure enough, these have rattled around. So really the only way around that is to drop a little tiny bit of wax in them once you've adjusted them. So there's nothing left in this one. This is the oscillator for AM. Of course, it could be a number of things really. It could be dirty switches, very often the problem. And of course it could be dried out capacitors, which is another issue. I don't know what date this one. I was just trying to see if we could date it in any way, but can't really see anything with any date code on it. Okay, right, let's get some power on it and see what's going on, shall we? Let's catch up with the chat a minute. Yeah, you can stretch the oscillator a little bit, Jess. I see what you're saying, so as you can get the local stuff. The problem is you lose radio 2 off the other end. You can't stretch them very much. The double Harveys. You were cloned, Harvey, were you? Nice. Wild Geese, how you doing? Afternoon. Making sure I've not missed anyone. Afternoon, Linton, how are you? Any idea where I could obtain an IFT #1 transformer for my Hacker Hunter RP38A? If you drop me an email, Linton, I'll sort you one out, mate. I'll sort you one out, being you're such a nice chap. Drop me an email, Linton. There you go. Pop me an email, Linton, I'll sort you out a transformer. Sure, I've got one of those boards spare somewhere. Which board is it on? Is it on the main board? Or is it the one on the FM board? Is it that one? There's two IFT ones. There's the IFT one on the FM board, and there's the IFT one down here. So there's two of them. Which one? Is it that one or that one, Linton? There's two. Have you got that email address, Linton? It's pretty easy. My name at radiocruncher.com. Graham at radiocruncher.com. There you go. Silver mica disease. Not found that yet, Jess. You sold your headphones. Well done, Benji. Come on, we only just gone back in it, Wild Geese. We're in our second spate of lockdown. Afternoon, Dom. Nice. Hunter. That's the one on the main board. No worries, Linton. I've got loads of stuff for sale. I just haven't got time to actually put it to advertise it. Absolutely loads of stuff for sale. One day, when I'm absolutely skint and I've got nothing else to do, I will have to advertise it all. Right, let's hook it up. Let's get the power supply, 18 volts. Let's set the current limit right down to next to nothing. Just popping in. Let's find me power leads. Oh. On-off switch doesn't sound too great. Right, let's pull this aerial up again. Actually, I'll won't bother pulling it right up. I'll just put a couple clip leads on it for now. Fire in the hole then. Let's turn them around the other way so you can hear it. Well, I can hear it because it's on my microphone, I suppose, isn't it? Duh. Okay, well, immediately I can hear that. Ooh. That sounds terrible. Can you hear that? Put on something. It's distorted. It's got issues. I mean, the volume is virtually full whack. Oh dear. Let's try medium wave. Nothing on medium wave as predicted, or long wave. I think that's a problem with the amplifier, you know. I think we have an amplifier issue. Let's grab another amplifier a minute. Let's give it a quick what have we got here? What have we got here now? That's RP18, you got that one there, RP25. Oh my god. That's my nail varnish just falling down. Literally is my nail varnish. I don't wear it all the time, only at weekends. You look, oh no. Look at that. Just dropped a chocolate block straight in my drink. Oh well. So pretty much the amplifier in these is virtually identical to the RP25 Sovereign 2. They are pretty much identical, apart from obviously it's slightly different form because this is squashed down to fit the aerial in. So they've just got flat axial caps, so we can pretty much pop this straight in. Again, this is not a refurbished amp, this is just one that I've pulled out of a set to refurbish and not got round to it yet. Could of course be the speaker, could be a problem with the speaker. And I think we've still got problems with long wave, medium wave, but hoping that'll just be dirty switches. So let's hook this up. Let's pop that down out the way. Let's try it again. And now we've got it's picking up noise from my desk. Let me just get a piece of insulating foam a minute. It's a noisy amp this, but you know. Maybe this is a knackered amp. Yeah, this is not a very healthy amplifier, this one. Let's get a known decent amplifier. Still noisy now. We know we've got a problem further back in the set, but the amplifier in this Hunter we did actually last Christmas. I'm sure there's a song about that somewhere. But no, I've got to not try not to play any Christmas music of mine. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to see if I can just hotwire this one in. If it'll reach. Say this amp has been recapped. No, I'm just going to have to pop this one out. This one definitely works because this is my workshop radio. Stick some Fishies in. Yeah. I will do, Dom, if it's that. We don't know for sure. So yeah, this is my working radio, so I know this one works okay. We didn't recap this one. We put new transistors in it, didn't we? Because this is the one that I connected up to Sean's VP408, and it went pop. Squeaky, squeaky. The spider at those chickens. Afternoon, Mike. Can it receive Zorba? It might be able to. Zorba is optional on it, I believe. Everybody loves a bit of Zorba. So I'm just popping this amplifier out. As I say, we know this one works. I think we did the quiescent current on that on this one as well. Okay, try again. So now we've got a known working amp. That should give us a bit more of a head start. And it is the correct amplifier and the correct impedance. So Try again. Okay. Bizarre, still nothing. Obviously the amplifier's okay now. Drawing 20 milliamps. If I whack it up full, we're still drawing 20 milliamps. But
outgoing overheads that we have to consider.
Scotland's First Minister has warned of stricter coronavirus rules next month when guidance is published tomorrow. All 4 UK nations have agreed a joint plan to relax social distancing rules, allowing 3 households to mix for 3 days from the 23rd of December. Nicola Sturgeon says measures might need to tighten around the edges.
Think about things that you wouldn't normally think about. You know, think about maybe taking things yourself that you would normally just use in somebody else's house. Make sure you're cleaning things. Make sure, even though it's in the depth of December, you've got windows open so there's good ventilation.
well, that's definitely better. What are we on? Medium wave. We should be getting some action on medium wave, but we're not. Long wave. Zilch. Let's have a quick look with the signal trace and just see if we've got anything coming out of these switches. Just pop that. Where are we going to pop that? Go on film there. No, it won't. Come on, find me a decent earth. I think we've got some distortion on FM. That could be one of the diodes, but this is the no. I cannot get to the IF transistors. Get to that one. Can't quite get into them. I'm pretty sure these top ones are AM and these bottom ones are FM. Better get some instructions out, really, hadn't I? Look at this. Look at that. Gutted. I've got a chock connector in the bottom of my glass. Oh well. Luckily, it was nearly all gone. So it's not the amplifier, although it's now. We've now got more volume. Let's try classic FM on 100. It's not very loud, even with a decent amplifier in it. So it is desensitized. So one of these 3 has gone loose. Let me just go and get the hacker service manual a minute. The Hunter service manual even. There isn't a general hacker service manual. Come on, Rotel, get out of the way. I've got these boxes in the way now. Whew. This is still only the first radio, so I'm not going to spend a massive amount of time on this, otherwise we're not going to get to look at the other 2. Oh, Coco and Maddie are playing up. As usual. As per usual. Right, let's find the RP38A. Where are you? 30. There we go. So I think that it could be that the IF cores have rattled a little bit loose. I think maybe the medium wave, long wave is the switches. So, hacker service manual. Let's have a quick look. So 2, 4 and 6 and 1, 3 and 5. AM. Yeah, so IF6 is the ratio detector. So 2 and 4 are the third and fourth IF. Okay, 2 and 4. So that's FM. And that's FM, with the little blue dots on them. And IFT 1 and 3 are AM. So that's AM, that's FM. So all I was going to do was just very gently, let's get the right size screwdriver out for these. Don't try this at home, people. We pop it on. See, distortion is normally these diodes. That's not that. It's a weak station there. So what I want to do is just very gently touch one of these. If I can find which way around it is. No, they're smaller again. That one looks broken. No, they're jammed. They're jammed. They're all jammed. And that one's screwed right down. Well, let's just give the pots a quick squirt and see if we can get AM working, and then this one's going to go back on the pile for a bit. It's not going to get done anytime quick, this one. Let's turn it, actually, let's get some. Let's turn it up this way. Just give that a little squirt. Because what tends to happen is people just use these sets on FM and never use medium wave and long wave, and they just tarnish up. Same with FM. If the switch is in the same position all the time, all the other terminals tarnish. So let's try that. So we could have a problem with the headphone socket, I suppose, couldn't we? We've got some. That is a weak station, mind you, so.
In the event of a big syndicate win, one observer said, "I enjoy the interactions around it."
We're on there, medium wave. Let's just get my active antenna on it, just see if we can boost the signal a little bit. Trying to think where a medium wave is on these now. Oh. Medium wave and long wave is absolutely dead. So it's not the switches. I would think possibly that's the lock fit has gone pop. The oscillator, which is probably TR2. Just says a transistor. Typical, isn't it? They don't give you a circuit description. They do normally. They're pretty good. Tuner 308, that's the main one, isn't it? No, 504. 504. Bear with me, I'll catch up on the chat shortly. Let's have a look then. TR1. So that's TR1 is going to be the oscillator. Where's that to then? TR2 and 3 are the second and first and second IFs. TR1 is the mixer oscillator. So where is that to? Ah, down here. That is a BF194. So possibly that one is the culprit. So it's going to need a bit more investigation, that one, which ain't going to happen today. So it's not an easy fix. Although hackers are quite nice to work on, so it shouldn't be that difficult, to be fair. I think we're going to have a a bit of a game with all of these radios today. So I think we've got possibly an oscillator transistor gone there. But really, I need to take it out of the chassis to get in behind so we can probe the oscillator, see if it's actually running. We can put another radio beside it, I suppose. But let's crack on with the others first, and if we got time, we'll come back. No, that's mine. Let's pop that one to one side for a minute. This is not an easy fix, that one. It's going to need another aerial. And there is major issues with the electronics, which is always good. I know we all like a good bit of fault finding. Let's just pop that one off. Stick that one back in my radio, which I'll have to put back in a minute. Well, that'll probably never get put back now. Let's put that one out of the way for a second. I'm sure we'll need that one again shortly. Take the volts right down on that. Okay, right. Let's catch up on my chat a minute. see what we're up to. What are we up to? Video Monkey, how you doing? It's fine, drink it up. You think I ought to build an amp box to test hackers with a non-hacker PCB so he won't steal it for parts? You're right, ZX. There's two things well, there's one thing that I could really do with, and that's a speaker box. Forever messing about with clip leads, jumper and in speakers, I could do with like a little test box that I can just switch for the different impedances and test all of it, all the different radios without messing around. Yeah, definitely got a bit of distortion. Just going through this. The Redworth caps are good, George. I've used those before. They do some unusual values that you can't get in some of the other brands as well, so they're pretty good. Yeah, Theo, it's going to need a proper pull out and strip down. I'm sure we can do it over the Christmas period on a video. No, not drinking it. So if it's yours, you would use a receiver to listen to the AM and FM IF frequencies. I don't think we've got any IF on AM. ZX, I don't think we've got an oscillator. There's literally no RF noise at all. Terrible. Brett is saying poor contact in external power socket or bad connection on the power side. It could be, Brett. It's going to need stripping out the chassis really to investigate further. Because those plugs are a pain in the neck to get to without the board out. Decide which one will form the Sunday project this weekend. You never know, Theo. Tantalums, no tantalums in this. George is saying do it properly. Use a SIGGEN, 50 Hz deviation on FM. 30% on AM. George stays on in medium wave in the bathroom. Yeah. Da-da-da-da. Same problem as the previous one, if you remember, with an oscillator defunct. I have had those lot fits go. I've started to replace quite a few recently. I was sort of like thinking it was a bit of a myth, but I have replaced quite a few in the past couple of years. 2 8-ohm speakers in series would be safe to use. Yeah, it'd be nice to just make up a box where I can just dial in the different impedances, Harvey. That's what I'm sort of saying, really. Right, should we get something else out and have a look? Should we get the little one or the bigger one? Let's get this one undone. Actually, no, we'll get this one. Oh God, that's heavy. This one's coming from Georgie. Georgie's still with us, I think, isn't he? Let's do Georgie's first because he's here. Georgie's here. I'm going to do this over here because it's got lots of address labels all over it. Now, I think we're back into, well, I think we're back in Sony territory in here with this lot, but we'll see. Where's our friend Aston when we need him? He's the Sony man. Okay, there's a return thing, so we won't lose that. We've got, is this a free gift? Is this a free gift? Arsenal? Any Arsenal fans in the building? I'm not into football, so I'm sure we've got some Arsenal fans in here somewhere. So I can tell you now that we've got one of those. I'm sure Simon's eyes will light up when he sees that. Georgie, return the dresses are inside the box too. I've got a ticket there, George, with the return label on it. So I think this is a membership package for Arsenal in the background. So let's have a look at this. Now this one here I think isn't very well at all. It's got a dodgy area. I think it's pretty dead, this one. I think George is sort of saying that he was happy to let me have this one to see what I could do with maybe, or I think that's right, George, wasn't it? So let's just pop this one out. So this is the main event in the Arsenal box, I'm sure. It's not a gift set of deodorants for Christmas, I don't think. Ah, there's another one there. Okay, got you, George. Thank you. And we've got George has managed to get a capacitor kit for this one, so this will give us a clue of what it might be. So this is one of these full recap kits plus LED display upgrade. Looks like they're all Panasonic, so that's going to save me messing about trying to get all the caps together. So thank you for that, George. That saved me a bit of time. Time is money, so it's all good, George. Oh, thank you very much. So yeah, basically it's an upgrade to the display, and there's a resistor. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get out and have a look. Then George can tell us exactly what's wrong with it. So it wasn't deodorant or a membership pack for Arsenal. It was a box with a radio in it. So this one, we're not really going to get involved with this one today. This is one that really doesn't work very well at all. It looks like it's been apart, and no doubt it's got all the usual problems with broken ribbon cables, etc. Okay, now this is interesting. I've not seen one of these before. Now that's actually quite a nice looking radio. I like that. We've lost the flap off the back, which is a shame. Well, I don't know, you might have the flap, George, have you? Let's just prop it on a battery for a minute so you can see it. And I'll zoom in a bit closer. It looks like the baby brother of the ICF-SW55. Let's get rid of me. A nice looking little radio, isn't it? It's a proper world-bound radio, that is. Let's have a look. So we've got DX local. It's an SW55, I believe. Yes, it is. You can see that. World-bound receiver ICF-SW55. It's got the battery door in it, which is good news, because very often these are missing. I don't know why. But sadly, the flap on the back is gone, the little stand that comes up. George may have that, I don't know. Recapping, this is definitely going to be a recap job. It's a lovely little radio, that, actually. It's obviously not as big as the ICF-2001, and it's not as big as the 77, but it's probably a little tiny bit bigger than my Texan, I would think. So what have we got on here? Volume, tone, mono stereo. I don't know if have we got sync on this. FM, AM. I'm assuming this has got SSB as well. See what power it is. 6 volts DC. So let's pop some power on it. I need to go and get another drink, really. I could do with a drink. My voice is going a bit hoarse. I don't really want to drink the one with the choc block in it. That's a no-no. I've got a bit of leftover water there. Right, now, somewhere here I have a 6 volt Sony supply. 6 volts, there we go. This is one off of an SW55 that's in for repair. That is going to be done hopefully this side of Christmas. So let's pop that in. Okay, so this is one of these slide up, push on. Nothing. Oh. Oh. So we've got the display up, we've got the channel, it's got no signal level meter on it. Tuning works. Oh, that sounded like it was making a fizzing noise then. It sort of like tries to come up, but then it just dies off, so no. So that is really a full recap required. Let's pop it apart a minute. It could be a dodgy speaker, but I think it's going to need a recap. So let's just pull it apart a minute and have a quick look inside. See if we can see any nice leaky caps. The radio came to you flap free. That's a flap free zone. You might be able to find someone that's drawn one of those, George, on for a 3D printer, a 3D CAD drawing of one that you can get printed out on a 3D printer. You never know, but then it's not essential, is it? It's quite useful if you're using it on a bench, mind you, to have the little flap that you can stand it up on. Try 24 volts DC. Oh, you're trying to kill it. That's not very nice. Especially when George is right here, Andy. You want to kill his radio? It's not very nice, George, is it? Okay, so we've got a smaller one in the battery compartment. I haven't looked for any service info on this yet, so I'm sort of running a bit blind, but okay. Looks like it just snaps apart. Which way does it snap? Don't want to really use too much force on it. There we go. It does want to go apart. Just running my fingernail down. There we go. Does it come apart now? Well, it's started to come apart. I would have thought that would just pull out of there now. Okay, so it's got to come up from this side. Feels like it's still attached somewhere. It's not that ribbon cable, is it? No, it's just catching on the battery compartment, I think. Careful. Wonder if the aerial's got to be out. Unlikely, but you never know. No. That ain't going to make no difference. Definitely comes up this way. Joy. Joy. We need the service manual. Hi Rob, how are you? Flush out the bad caps. There definitely is going to be some bad caps in this one, I'm sure. It could be a speaker issue, but there's no little screws under the button rubber thingy. No, it's not Dom. No screws. No screws. I need to get the service manual ready for it. You know, it looks like they should. I mean, they might just be. No, it definitely doesn't look like it moves. So let's try unclipping this top board a minute. Try that approach. Which means we've got a messy ribbon cable to play about with in a minute. And God, there's layers of boards here. No, I definitely think we need to get the service manual out before we start messing any further with that. Shock it with 1 kilovolt. I'm sure 1 kilovolt will shock most things into opening. Oh dear. Isopropyl match, yeah, good advice, George. Alright, let's get the manual for it a minute. Bear with me while I just find a manual. I think I probably have done it right, but I don't want to force it just in case. Let's just log myself in. EMT. So I'm just, Electro-Tanya seems to have a lot of these Sony manuals, so I'm going with Electro-Tanya. ICF-SW55. And yes, we have. Okay. So is that service manual? Schematic version 1.1 service manual. That one's the biggest one, so let's download that. Then you can join me and we'll have a look at it together. There's 11 megs there, so quite a big file. Scanning it now just to make sure I'm safe. Okay, that's one of these ones with a massive grate. So let's just pop you on the screen then a minute. Hopefully we're there. Are we on the screen? Yeah, let's just close Photoshop a minute because that's taking up a load of memory, that'll be. It's probably why my stream was struggling a little bit to start with. So here we go, ICF-SW55 service manual. We want 22, removal of the case. Oh, hang on, that's a quick jump. Oh, 10. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Follow the disassembly in procedure in the numerical order given. So remove the rear cabinet, 5 screws. That we've done that. Okay, it's off. Now we've got to remove the LCD. Oh my God! What? Is that right? Let's just go on to the next section. What? Follow the assembly in the numerical order given. That seems a bit excessive, doesn't it? Surely. I mean, why would you want to take the LCD? Oh, the board maybe then. That doesn't sound right, does it really? But, you know, obviously they know what they're up to. What does it say further down? Functions, electrical adjustments. No, we don't need to get into any of that. We just want to get the thing out of the case. Okay. Well, unless anyone's got any other ideas, that's what we're going to have to do, isn't it? Hello, looks like something's coming through on eBay. Wow, what do you think, people? Any ideas? A destruction PDF, not assembly. Thermite. What's going on? What is going on? It's intact. Okay, let's get nasty with it then. Let's do it as it says. So it says to do that. It says I've got to remove this LCD surround. I don't know why I would need to remove that. I mean, this side here is clearly detached. It looks like it's just held in by the switch panel at the moment, but oh well. Says we need to remove this cover. Let's get our little spudger in there a minute. If I can find it. Where's it gone? Let's get the thin one on there. Seems a bit excessive, doesn't it, to remove the LCD, but you know, that's what they want you to do. All I want to do is to have a visual look at the board. That's all I want to do. It's not going to let me, is it? It ain't going to let me. You don't want me to get in there. It's a bit scary, isn't it? Why do I need to take this off, Sony, please? Can you tell me? Where's Aston when you need him? Aston, help! Earth to Aston. Come in, Aston. That just doesn't seem right. Why do I need to take that off? I don't need to, I don't want to. See, I think personally this board's got to come off. I think Sony are barking up the wrong tree, really. The problem is that there's all these things, they're all on plastic. There we go. See, what the hell are they going on about? Barking mad, aren't they? Why would you want to take the LCD cover off? Oh, cool, this smells fishy. Oh, yes. We've got some capacitor magic going on in here. That's for sure. Yep. Fishy, fishy. So basically the Sony manual actually doesn't tell you how to take it apart. It just tells you how to take the LCD screen off, which we actually don't need to do, I don't think. I think this has got to come off so as we can get this board out, maybe. Okay. I wonder if that board's got to come off to get this ribbon cable out, or whether it's just a push fit. Again, these flat flex cables are a flipping nightmare. Oh well. That's the first picture with step 1, 2 and 3. Release the claws inside with pushing the side of the cabinet. Release the claws inside. I've done all that. But yeah, I think it was just stuck, George, really. It's got the, looks like a backup battery in here, which is just a push fit on the back of the circuit board, which is not great, is it? But I suppose it works. Where's that fit onto? Can't actually see where that attaches. Oh yes, I can. Yeah, so that's just a little sounder speaker by the looks of it, not a battery. A beeper, they call it. So yeah, it was just literally stuck on those connectors. Right, see how the hell we get the rest of it apart then. Because Sony aren't telling us this bit. It's one of these ones where we're going to have to desolder the ferret rod. Just get some of this stuff out of my way a minute. I'm getting a bit bogged. I've still got one radio to look at yet, and it's 10 to 5. It's not a late one today, people, because it's pizza night in the Cruncher household. It's pizza night. Hi, Doug. Might as well replace the backup battery while you're in there. Yeah, the backup battery's deep inside here somewhere, Doug, unless you've spotted it already. But we need to get the PCB wires taken off. So where's my tweezers? PCB, yeah, the wires for the ferrite on the PCB even. Let's get the overhead camera so you can see what the hell's going on here, so you can feel my pain. So where are we? What are we looking at here? There we go. God, it stinks. This absolutely stinks. I tell you, it really does. So the capacitors are definitely gone. I just want to see how bad and if they've damaged the board, because if they've damaged the board, that's game over, really. So, oh, typical, one's right in underneath that ribbon cable. Great. Ah, it's okay, I can get at it. So they're actually marked on the board. Again, we do not want to touch this ribbon cable. Yellow. And we've got our pinky one. Natural. Green. And black. There we are. They're free, so the ferrite will stay where it is, hopefully, and this lot will just pop off nicely. No, it won't. So There's something under here holding it, I think. Is there another clip or something? A guitar plectrum's needed and a nose peg. Yeah, it does stink of fish. It does smell like a bad day at the fishmongers. So I'm not sure what's holding that in again. Okay, there's a bit of tape there stuck to the speaker that's holding it a little bit. So this side of the board is totally loose. We've got some ribbon cables. I don't know where they go to. Let's have a look at this rubber stuff they've stuck over everything. Trouble is they've stuck the rubber stuff to the ribbon cable, so it'd be nice if they actually told you how to take the thing apart, wouldn't it? They've got an electrolyte inside them, George, and I think some of the older ones used to use fish oil, I believe. It really does smell fishy, though, I can tell you that now for sure. I think it could be this flat flex cable that's causing the problem. I wonder if I can get in underneath there. Don't really want anything sharp underneath there. Don't know if it's got this should have a retainer on the top, possibly, but stinks. No, I can't get to the clip to undo this until I can get this board up. I can't get to it through this way because it's actually on this board here that's piggybacked on. Oh dear. I'm sure there'll be a video on YouTube somewhere of someone that's done one of these before. Seems to be two boards and a shield in here. I don't think taking this board off is going to get us anywhere, really. Don't think that's going to get us anywhere, but So we've got that board, then we've got a shield. Shield. No, going in that way is not going to get us anywhere. We've got to go in from the back. So there's something stopping it. Just clip that all back in a minute. There's something stopping this coming up. Is that tape there, perhaps? Aha! Okay, we're in. Very careful of that flat flex cable. In fact, I don't want to touch that really. Let's get the overhead camera on then. Let's get rid of my picture-in-picture. It's getting a bit dark now for you to see what I'm up to anyway. And let's have a smell of these fishies. Oh God, yeah. Whew. Yeah. It's these here that are stinking. These big ones. Just really wary about this flat flex cable, really. I don't like that at all. I don't know if it's got one of those retainers. Let me just see if I can push that up a minute. Yeah, there we go. I want to get that flat flex cable well out of the way if I can. We don't want to break the retaining clip, Graham, do we? There we go. So the flex cable should just drop out now, hopefully. He says. Ooh. Come on, you should come out now. There's nothing holding you. Well, I've released the connector for it, unless this lot here is just stopping it still. God, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? What a nightmare. George, you sure you want me to continue, George? I just don't like that cable flapping about in the breeze there like that. It's liable to get damaged. Not that I'm going to damage it on purpose, but I think this side's got to come off as well, really. As soon as you snap it off, it snaps itself back on again. So you want this bit here to come off. Patience. Apologies if you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'll get you back on the main camera. So no, it's not that one. Got that one. So what I'm trying to do is release this black bezel from the board, which will enable me to get that connector out properly. At the moment, it's not looking like it wants to come out at all. cannot understand what's holding it in. There's no screws, there's only plastic clips as far as I can see. But it's not releasing enough to pull the flat flex out. So this black piece has got to come off. It looks like there's 2 screws in that actually. So I wonder if we've got to take that LCD panel off. Oh, there we go. You just popped out anyway. Phew, God for that. Right, let's pull that speaker lead off. And we're in. We have the board in question. It doesn't. Oh yeah, there is a bit of corrosion. Oh, we have had a bit of leakage. Let's see if I can get you in. Let's get the overhead camera on. So let's get something to point with. If we look here, let's just get that center of the camera and I'll zoom in on it. It's a little bit glaring. Let's just put the light to one side. There we go. So I don't know if you can see there, but there is some definitely corrosion there. In fact, all the legs of that chip are quite badly corroded. In fact, they've gone really black there. So I would say that one's leaked. This one. Can you see? I don't know if you can see the legs on that, but that's gone all matte and horrible. Hi, Stephen Sharp. How are you? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Afternoon, Pepperidge Farm. You together with fish oil now. Antonio, afternoon. Yeah, the caps are knackered. I mean, anybody that's worked on any of these radios before will know that smell. Once the caps have gone, they absolutely stink. How are you, Stephen? Anyway, welcome, mate. So I'm just having a quick look over this. So there's a lot of sticky substance here. It's gone through these vias as well. Yeah, you monster thing. We've got some track eaten away there and over here. We've also got electrolyte up on this side of the board as well. Where am I? That way, that away. Yes, we've got a lot of sticky muck down in here as well. So this is where they've gone in this area. This is like the amplifier section and the power supply. I think that's the amplifier chip there. That's got a lot of muck and corrosion on the legs. That's through hole. This is surface mount, this one. So that's going to probably need some very careful reflow, and I'm going to have to look at these vias. So yeah, this is the area where the issue is. A lot of corrosion, etc. on there. So I'm not sure on that, to be honest. Let's flip the board. I can't see the other side of the board because of the ribbon cable. I do not want to start pulling this about, really. Give it a little bit of a movement. So I'm not sure whether this is electrolyte or flux, this sticky compound. Oh, it stinks. Strange, because I mean it looks like flux, but you're gonna have to be very careful taking these off. But I think we might be okay. It might be savable. I don't think. I'm just looking at the worst area here. It's underneath this flat flex. I can't really see it. I'm going to need to peel this back here. Let's see if I can very carefully peel this back a minute. So it's an insulating pad, but it's also keeping the flat flex cable, or board as they call it, in position. Really careful, because if you rip one of these, you're in all sorts of trouble. Okay. Okay, right, yeah. Just go in a little bit closer. Don't go too close, as you won't be able to see it. So I've just very carefully peeled that back, and this is where those wires are. Just here. You can see where the acid stuff has leaked through. So that is a microscope job to get in and see if that's done any damage. I'll have to somehow try and find where the tracks are. The thing is, they've screen printed over the top with this. I can't see anything. Can't see where the wires go. So yeah, that looks to be the main area of damage. Let's just pop that back down for now, just to keep it safe. So the main area of damage is around this cap here, for definite. If I get that anywhere. There we go. Hi Mike, how you doing? G3PGA. No, during the lockdown, Mike, we've been doing them on a Wednesday as well. But as from next week, they'll be every day. So all of these are going to be gone. I mean, this one's probably spilt its guts the most in this area. I mean, let's just chuck a bit of isopropyl on that to give that a bit of a clean. And see if I can get any capacitance readings. I've got one more unboxing to do, and then we're going to call it a day. Just want to have a quick look on here. Yeah, see all of the pads on here have gone really dull, so it's really leaked everywhere here. I think we might have just caught this in time. So let's just see if I can get the ESR meter on one of these. I'll need me tweezers. And what have I done with my tweezers? What have you done with your tweezers, Graham? Okay. So I've got these SMD tweezers that I got as an extra at the time when I bought the Peaks. Look out for wires under the IC. I am, Mike. I just can't help it, can I? Can't help myself. Okay. Let's see if I can do this with the other hand. So this is the one that looks like it's leaked the most. So it says open circuit or low capacitance. Well, there you go. Yeah. ESR is over 40. Let's try this one. Another 100. Over 40. This one. That one's in circuit leaky. 2.4 is the ESR on these small SMD caps is always high, so don't get misled by that. Let's try this another 100. So dirty it won't even make a connection. There we go. Over 40 ESR, and this one. Over 40 ESR, and this one. These hundreds have all had it. No, that's not low capacitance, it's 100 microfarads, so it's that one's had it as well. And one of the big ones, these 470, yeah, these are 470. See if I can get in on one of these. So that's okay. 477, and this one, can I get in there? Can't quite reach that one. Or that one, I don't think. No. This one down here. 22. Come on. 24.6 ESR. Oh dear, oh dear. Let's try over this side where it's not corroded. 22 microfarads, 6 volts. Come on, make contact. Difficult because I need to do it right-handed really, and I'm in the front of the camera if I do it right-handed. .2. Oh, there's no point going on, is there really? They're absolutely knackered. That's a technical term. They've all got to come off. The whole lot of them. So really, all I can do is take them off, give the board a blimmin' good clean, and replace them, and hope for the best. You know, I mean, the isopropyl has got a lot of that fishy muck off of it, but it appears to be these that have leaked the worst, the 100 microfarads in this area. All the rest are high ESR, but these are the ones that have leaked. And it has gone through the wires, so fingers crossed on that. So it could be a case of recapping it and it still ain't going to work, which is not great. Right. Oh. Let's put that carefully to one side. Let's pop it, in fact we'll pop it back in the Arsenal box that it came out of. And let's get our very last package in. And this is a little, I know what this is. This is a little scanner. A little baby one. Well, not a baby actually, but I think it's going to be, this one's been blown up. This has been blown up, people. So, let's get a picture of me. You can see me then. They've all got to be done, Dorf. Yeah, Theo says it worth the time and effort saving it. I think it probably is, Theo, because they're one of those radios that are now very, very collectible. And let's see if we can get into this package. It's not a lot of package for the radio, this one, but you know, I think it's been well wrapped inside, which is good news. I can't find how to get into it though. Aha! I think I have found a way in. No, maybe not. I think this is going to need some new packaging, this one. I'm just going to have to get in it. It's going to have to get in any way I can. It's been packaging taped right up. Here we go then. Let's have a look. See if it's arrived in one piece to start with. It's actually in really good nick. I'm sure you've all seen one of these before. We've got quite a few scanner enthusiasts in, I'm sure. This is a Yupiteru MVT-7000. Now, you've seen mine quite often, which is the... Where is it? 7100, but they're pretty much the same. I think it's virtually the same schematics for them. But there's a story behind this one. This one's let me get my notes. So there's no note in the box on this one, although it might be on the back of that return label there. So okay, this Dave has put some lithium-ion batteries in this and burnt something out. So basically what he's done is he's instead of putting your 1.5 volt AA batteries in this, he's put some probably 3.2 or 3.7 volt lithiums in it. I would think so. It's gone pop basically. Mersey Radars, another chap that I speak to quite a lot, Mike. He suggested it might be the 5 volt regulator or the sub PCB, and maybe the diode on the sub PCB, and maybe the diode. So I asked for some more information. He said the unit was turned off. He put the new batteries in. It fizzled and popped immediately after I put the back on. So I did say that possibly it wasn't worth repairing because he may have blown up some of the ICs in it if that's the case, it's pretty much a write-off. But I did decide to have a look at it because, you know, a couple £100 worth of labour, time and parts to get it going in the bin. On the side it says open here. Yeah, so these are fairly tricky to get apart actually. But something, yeah, you can sort of smell an electrical burning smell. So it probably has, it will almost certainly popped the diode in it. Now from memory, as I say, these are a pig to get apart. But we'll have a quick go. We'll have a quick look because I can hear Mrs. Cruncher downstairs readying for the baking of the pizza. The symbolic baking of the pizza. We'll have a look inside. Hi Daniel, how are you? They come apart easily using Sean's mallet. Where is our man cave today anyway? Where is the beast that we call the man cave? Little tiny screws on these. As you can see, I'm using a tiny little, I think it's a zero, a number 0 Phillips. So this is a case of seeing how far it's gone. If it's blown a big hole in something, then we're in trouble. If it's just the diode, then it's worth fixing. Anything more, it just ain't worth it, to be honest, because you can pick these up for less than 100 quid. And these are weird because the battery contacts actually help hold it together. Right. Let's get rid of my head out of the way. Let's come up and let's see if we can see anything in here that's gone pop. Let's get my eyes on. So let's have a look. Our power supply's here. So power supply is on this board by the looks of it. So we've got a diode there that doesn't look to have gone pop. Yeah, you can see where I am. Down here, there's a diode. Doesn't look to have gone pop. It's getting a little bit closer. So it's 78006. Is that a regulator? I'm not sure. This is obviously the backup battery. Sorry, backup or super cap as it's called. They do go for pastime in these. So while we're in here, that will definitely need replacing. Just trying to see. This says no capacitors blown up. I can't see any burning on this board at all. See, if anything, I'd have thought that diode would have gone. Let me just check that diode then. I'll just click the clip the peak onto it a minute. That's a 6-volt regulator, is it? Regulator? What's a regulator? What's a regulator? Let's just pop this on the diode. I'm being lazy, really. No component detected. Ah. Would it be as simple as just the diode? Let's unravel the multimeter. It's already in diode tests. It's not very focused, is it? Okay, let's have a look then. That diode is shorted. So it could be just the diode. I wonder if it's done anything else or whether it would have just popped that diode. I wonder. Let's pop this board off a minute quickly. So we're not really fixing anything today, we're just having a nosy, aren't we, and finding lots of problems. So I was going to just pop this board off and have a look underneath it, really, because these are going to be double-sided boards, so we could have double the problem underneath it. It could well have blown the regulator as well. We won't be able to tell it. Well, we can test the regulator with the DCA Pro, should test it. That's okay. Now these boards are piggybacked together with a connector, so you're going to unclip them. Eh? Oh, don't tell me I've got to take the whole board out. Oh yeah, they're pin headers, they're not oh no. Alright, okay. We're going to take the whole board out. Let's do it. It's only 4 screws. Mrs. Cruncher will come up and get me in a minute. She'll be up on the warpath. End of the day, this board's got to come out anyway in order to put another diode in it. It'd be nice if it is just that, because I initially said it's not worth it because it would have wrecked the ICs. So we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, you're right, Theo. It would have been better if it had been open circuit, if it's shorted and the batteries were still in it, which they obviously were, and they're lithiums, then we have issues. Right, do I have to take that one out as well? No, that seems to have a nut on the back of it, so I would have thought that this board would now lift out, being that I've undone all the screws. I tell you what, this one came apart a lot better than the one I did for Johnny. I say that, it didn't come apart yet, has it? It might just be stuck on these pegs here, actually. Don't bring the membrane with you. Oh, you've got to bring the membrane with you. Okay. Looks like we've got to desolder this little peg down here as well. So just an earth tab. There we are. And that's the speaker which they've kindly threaded through there for us. Right, let's have a look at the back of it then. Oh, we've got some we've got some magic smokes escape from this one, haven't we? Oh dear. It's looking bad on this IC. IC3 is it, or is IC3 below it? But that don't look too good, does it? I'm in a bit close, really. Let me see if I can just alter the camera a minute. Because it will focus quite nicely, this one. Oh yeah, that's had magic smoke escape from that one. Here we go. What do you think? Magic smoke? That isn't good. So we've got a transistor that's obviously blown there. I'm not sure about which one it is. Is that IC3 or is this IC3? But that one has definitely gone pop. Big styly. I wonder if it stopped there though. In fact, I wonder what that is. I don't think that's a three-legged device. I think that's just a... Is it two or three? I can't see. Let's give it a bit of a clean a minute. Hi Derek, how are you? Didn't see you pop in there, mate. Hope you Baker. What's that, Andy? Andy Beck? Hope I Baker? Just see if I can clean some of this muck off. I can't even see what type of component it is. It's definitely charred, look. What is that? I can't see whether it's one. I can't see whether it's blown to smithereens, whatever it is. Just trying to see how many legs it's got, whether it's a three-legged beast or two-legged. I can't see really because it's so mangled. I don't know if anybody can make any sense of that. It looks like it's just two pads, doesn't it? Let's wait for the isopropyl to evaporate there. That is a mess. You've been in for a while. Apologies, Derek. I didn't see you drop in there, mate. Blurry stuff mostly. That ain't blurry, Benji. It's very nicely focused, if I don't say so myself. So we've got a component gone now. I don't know whether it's a Capacitor, a diode, or a transistor? I can't see because it's too mangled. It could be a diode, Harvey, I'm not sure. It's blurry, Theo, is it? No, you're having a laugh. I can see it on my screen. I'm not stupid. Let me just get it out full screen. It's pixelated a little bit because I'm zoomed in so close. I mean, that's all. It's a bit pixelated. I'm a bit too close. Just for you blurry haters. There you go. Is that better? So yeah, I mean this IC3 as well, it doesn't look too healthy, but I think that's just a bit of flux on it. Yeah, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, although, actually no. There might be a bit of burning on there, is there? No, that one's okay. It's just this, whatever this is. But it's definitely gone pop. So we've got potentially a diode there. And a dead one on the other side. So there we are. There we are. And it's now a pile of bits. Let me turn this main light on because it's got a bit dark now. It's got more than a bit dark, it's got very dark. So that one might be a fairly... I won't say it'll be an easy fix, as it probably won't be. I'm going to have to alter my camera again. There we are. 3 things that I can't fix straight away. Never mind, you know. You never know till you take the things apart. I'm surprised at that Hunter though. That Hunter's Hunter should be doable, but for some reason it's just not behaving today, is it? Let's get that light up a bit. Whoa, a bit too much. So that has done a bit of damage. If it's just those couple bits there, then we should be good. I suspect it may have taken the voltage regulator with it as well. But that's something for another day. So that's it, people. That's all for today. Be back on Sunday, which is the... Is it the 30th Sunday or the 29th? I lose track of time, to be honest. It's the 29th on Sunday, 30th Monday. So Tuesday will be the start of the Christmas live streams. I've still got to sort out what I'm doing yet. But Sunday's the 29th. And don't forget, we're giving away the CB radio on Sunday that Dom very kindly donated. So that's the case of that is currently in with my neighbour because I dropped it off earlier, and he does a lot of like car body spraying and that. So he's very kindly well, I sort of twisted his arm really. So sorry, Rob. But Rob next door is going to strip that back for me. He's going to prime it and paint it properly this time. So that'll be sorted. And again, if you want to win that that CB, don't forget you need to go back to the video that features the giveaway, and you need to put 10-4 good buddy in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the rest of it. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, give it the thumbs up. I'm looking to get to 3,000 subs, and then I'm going to give away a Hacker radio as well. Plus we've got a Hacker Hunter to give away as well in December. So we're giving everything away. It'll be empty in here. I don't think so. Anyway, people, cheers for now. Thanks very much for joining me today, and I'll see you on Sunday. Be good, stay safe, and all the rest of it. I'm going to go and out Mrs. Cruncher, burn some pizzas. So bye for now. If I can pause the mic.